morning.
Good morning.
I had a realization.
Really? Wow.
I've been having this experience over the last few weeks and with a neighbor here. And I realized there's a way to use the rose tool that we haven't talked about.
Really?
We did a long time ago when we were first teaching level 1, before it was even called that. We used to do this, but so the story is, as many of you know, we live in and as many of you also do, live in a pretty 3D traditional neighborhood.
That's correct.
Not a whole lot of people would even understand what we do if we said anything, and we don't tell anybody.
They don't understand what we do regardless.
So there is this one neighbor lady who has really gotten in my space. And it's been fascinating to watch, kind of in a needy way, kind of continually giving me gifts. She has her attention on us and she wants to engage, but she engages from a weak, victim-y place, which
kind of passive-aggressive.
Passive-aggressive. It could lead to that. And so I've been using the 2 roses to clean her out of my space. But she keeps coming in. So I know I must have a catcher's mitt there that's attracting her. But I realized this morning, that, there's another use of the tool that I could use for this.
Really? What is that? Talk to
Talk
the hand.
to the hand.
Oh, talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand.
Yeah.
Only that's not what we called it. We called it talk to the rose.
Right.
And so what I'm doing is I'm now setting the rose outside. It happens to be a red rose outside the edge of my energy field. And when I say hello to her, she texts me a lot. When she texts me, when she comes to the house, when she engages in any way, I now have this rose. I think we used to call it the distraction rose.
Works. That works.
I like talk to the hand.
Yeah.
And so she's going to be talking. I'll keep directing her. Talk here. You can talk to me right here. So it'll be a good experiment to see, since I just realized it this morning, we'll see as time goes on what changes.
Yeah. So that's a great tool. So what you're saying is, I'm aware of her in my space. I'm kind of not wanting her in my space. So I'm going to create this rose. And my suggestion is, not right here in front of you, kind of put it over here at 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock and outside your aura, and basically say, this is where you communicate with me. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, this is the doorbell, and this is where, but the key to it is, it's not like, I'm going to just put it out there and it's going to work. It really is, this is where you say hello to me. And you make it tangible. You kind of like, it feels physical. You're putting something right here on the other side of the energy field, and you get an agreement with it. It's like, I'm not giving you attention. It's like, you'll ring the bell. I'll be aware of you to the extent, but it's not like, oh yeah, she's here.
Right.
It's out there. In that space, you can choose to start to even push it back a little bit further. Agree or not agree. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that happens is, I've always found that in that space, people stop paying attention to you because you're not in the agreement anymore. Yeah. The little place where the catcher's mitt is, that they throw rocks and you accept them, no longer is there. And so they get kind of stalled out here and they go away.
But they don't know what happened. It's just a natural, organic, she stops texting me.
Yes. Let's hope
Suddenly I'm out of her awareness. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't understand there's not even a question.
And it's not important.
No.
Because she'll find somebody else to go do that too. So a great tool.
Yeah.
Really works great.
So just as you're saying that, I'm wondering, and I tend to make little playful kindergarten tricks with things. So I'm going to call this her first name, Rose. This is my Susan Rose. This is my whatever her first name is, Rose.
Yeah. It's also a great tool for people who don't know how to deal with the energy that's in the center of their head, or the energy of control. People have tried to control me. I'm not good enough for them. I don't have permission. I can never be good enough. Good enough is a good one. You're fine. So basically take them and put them outside your rows, so that sense of criticism, judgment,
Take
opinion,
that person and put them...
to create that in your own space, but let's just say where you're always feeling it, I'm not good enough, they don't like me. Decide real clearly, I am good enough, and it's their energy I'm dealing with, and I'm going to choose to no longer deal with that criticism, that judgment. Move that person right out here. You're not arguing with them, you're not making them bad. You just simply say, great, I'll talk to you, I'll communicate with you, or I'll be aware of you, but I'm not going to be aware of you here.
Right.
Because here I can't respond very well. But on the other side of the rows, I can choose to engage or not engage.
Yes, that's what this is.
But the thing is, you're no longer playing the game, so all of a sudden the game stops because it's not in here anymore. Great find, great tool.
It reminds me of that one, I think this story is in Spirit Matters book, where I took the rose. There was a woman this is when I was in the corporate world. There was it's not called a secretary, it's called a executive assistant.
Yeah.
She was the executive assistant to the owner, and she was always in my office complaining and moaning and groaning and And this was when I first learned about the tool. Do you remember this story?
Yeah.
And so I just started putting the rose right here, and it was talk to the rose, only it was right here. And I was neutral, I was friendly, I would nod and say yes, and behave like I always behaved. And I took a few days, and then all of a sudden one day I hear her voice over in accounting, moaning and groaning, and I realized, oh, she hasn't been here for a few days.
Yeah.
So,
There's a piece to that. The mechanics of it is, I have a catcher's mitt where people have judged me and I've been in resistance, let's say. And anytime I feel judged, oh gosh, I really lose my space. So that judgment energy has a place to always wind up. There's no pushing against, there's no discernment. It's just like, oh, victim, I collapse. Literally, just think about it in your own space. Who matches that? Play with one person, maybe not the most intense person, and just put the rose on the other side of the aura. And this is where you communicate with me.
well, and it doesn't, and judgment is just a
Example.
word you have. Yeah, it could be anything.
Control, it could be invalidation, it could be any of those words that make you feel lesser. And it's when you give up my space, they take that space.
I think for me, when I was working there, it was, oh, I'll help you. I'm a healer.
Oh, yeah.
I'll help you. My door is open. Just come in and I'll fix you and help you and heal you. And
Yeah, we're lucky. We don't have any of those in Mastering Alchemy.
and so I got them.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they'll be more than happy to come and fill the void.
Yeah.
What are they asking? But great find.
Yeah.
Great find.
Yeah. Cool.
Good. Go try it out. See what happens.
Now let's go have breakfast.
Breakfast. I am hungry.
What would you like?
Let's go have croissants at the bakery.
Ooh, and coffee.
Coffee. Okay. We're out of here.